I never know with Nightcry.
Yeah. No, I'll let you know.
Yeah, because I have the stream open in the background, and I can kind of... Oh, I can see it. There we go. Okay, we're up. Also, you can see the FPS at the top here, so that'll be cool when we see it. Welcome back, everyone. It's been a nice 5 minutes. It's us yet again.
Oh, hi.
4 games in a row. But we make it a good horror block, I think.
I hope so. I hope you guys enjoyed the games that we have provided for this spooky event.
So, Nightcry, personally, not just because I'm doing it, but Nightcry, I think, is going to be my favorite section of the horror block. The Ring was up there, but I think Nightcry is just a little bit more oomph, because the entire game is consistently weird.
We both have our share of history of Nightcry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I routed the Ring, and then Paul runs it, Paul did more with it, and then she routed Nightcry, and I did more with it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's get started with Nightcry, shall we?
So yeah, Nightcry was released by Nude Maker. It was a Kickstarter game. We'll talk more about it later, but right now we got plot.
We do have plot. I'll play this first cutscene right here. The one, I think it's a little one, just so you see how awkward the characters move. By the way, the FPS will heavily dip at some points. This is a point-and-click horror game.
Yes, not your, it is point and click, but it's, your camera is more of a free roam, if that makes sense.
This is our main character for chapter 1. Her name is Monica.
She's a little tipsy.
Just a little bit tipsy. We learn about the game. She's gonna be running just like this the entire time. You know how normal human beings run.
I have a beef with her walking. Could you and I will point it out when we get later, like further into the boat. We're on a boat, guys. We're on a boat.
I love her weird jacket. Anyway, you have to do that. There's a lot of dialogue you'll have to do in order to progress the game. We have to learn where people are.
You have to interact with that guy 2 times, and then he'll show this spooky mark on his neck, and super spooky, and whatever.
So, being a 3D point-and-click horror game, it's very awkward to move around. Whenever I'm moving the cursor, I'm clicking there. I'm just mashing the left-click button. We hit our first puzzle that you must do in order to progress to the game, and that is going to be talk to a creepy old man. There's going to be this guy right here. His name is Vigo, or Vigo.
I think it's Vigo.
Either way, Vigo's entire thing is he wants us to light up his glass eye.
Yeah, he's got to sanitize his glass eye, so he needs some sort of light. So we're gonna go get him matches. This is essentially your tutorial of the beginning of the game, just to understand the walking mechanics, the item mechanics, so on and so forth.
God, there we go. Like I mentioned as well, a lot of the movement in this game is gonna be awkward because I'm trying to click in some areas and it doesn't work. Anyway, we light the eye and we're just gonna leave. We don't care about Vigo. We just want his light ignited. We have places to be, kind of like the bathroom, because she looks like she's about to go to the bathroom at every point.
Yeah, the walking animation for 2 of the characters are just terrible, and I'm bringing it up with Monica the most because she is running in heels, and her run animation and walk animation is just terrible.
So now we meet our friends. We have Kelly and we have Monica. Oh no, we're Monica. Who's the other friend? I don't remember.
Monica and you're right.
No, we're Monica.
Oh wait, oh my goodness.
I don't remember the name of the other friend. Either way, she doesn't matter. Not yet anyway. She'll matter later. Anyway, now we're learning about some guy named Harry. We have to meet down with him so he can offer us to a nice beverage. Monica is very thirsty. Kelly? I think it is Kelly. No, Kelly's the one with the jeans. I'm talking about the other friend.
And then there's a spooky old lady in the elevator with a super spooky, but that's okay, we're down in the lower floor. We're gonna find Harry here.
She'll exist, and Paul, I think we should show them the meeting with our friend Harry.
I mean, if you want to.
I'm gonna just play this cutscene out. We'll enjoy it. It's probably one of my favorite ones ever.
I mean, we gotta enjoy that crisp soda that he gets from the vending machine.
Exactly. We're very thirsty. All right, let's watch this.
That third-party cool cherry cola. Man, it's been a while since I've seen these.
Oh, it's such a great cutscene. And this will define how Nightcry is for all of you. Also, my game is not responding currently. It freezes on like every load.
Oh, this is common. This is very common.
Yeah, this is part of the game. It's currently frozen. There we go.
Come on, I'll buy you a drink.
What? You think a soda will get you on my good side?
Hey, you're thirsty, right? Here we go. What the?
What is it now?
Well, something's grabbing my hand.
What?
I said something inside here, grabbing my hand.
Oh, Harry, the Gregory Peck Act is a bit outdated, don't you think?
I'm serious.
There we go.
Yep.
This is why you shouldn't buy sodas out of vending machine, guys. You won't end well.
I mean, this also could be punishment. He could have put in he could have put a quarter in, but he could have put like a Canadian quarter in there.
Ah, right.
And this is the vending machine being like, nay, or even you put an American quarter in.
The answer is use proper currency while you're traveling. Anyway, now we're being chased by the Scissor Walker. Fun fact, this is actually a well-designed enemy because it's designed by Masahiro Ito. He did Pyramid Head.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the main antagonist in the game that will be chasing us throughout the game is Scissor Walker. We're gonna use a fire extinguisher on it. Super effective.
That will happen quite a lot, so it'll be pretty good. For this, we're gonna be stealing a cell phone off this guy's dead body. You can steal more off of him, but we only need the cell phone for right now. Now that we have a cell phone, Monica did not have one before. She ended up losing it. I don't even remember when she lost it. I guess she just kind of left it with her coat. I guess she wasn't expecting to be chased by killer soda demons, but this is what happens. With the cell phone, I need to charge it.
Yeah, because right now the phone is dead, and it's basically Ek is going to do certain things to advance getting back to the upper floor. So he mentioned he's got to charge it. You also learn that the gentleman that has the phone, with a Quinky Dink, is an electrician.
It's going to get so much worse. Anyway, we charge the phone. Oh god, wait, wrong. I alt-tabbed. There we go. Clicking in this game is rather crazy. Also, yes, this is actually a Clock Tower spin-off, our kind of like spiritual successor. So it's practically part of the series at that point. Anyway.
It's more so spiritual successor. When the Kickstarter started, it was the original creator of Clock Tower and a decent team.
So, well, anyway, going back to the run really quick, we entered the room because you had to get the flashlight on the phone because it was dark. Once you're in here, though, the phone just magically rings because I got back into it. It doesn't ring until you hit that part. And now we're going to be hitting a forced cutscene that you have to watch. This is actually going to be a mandatory thing that you have to do. This is part of the game and a puzzle that you absolutely seriously need to do.
Yeah.
We're not going to spoil anything. It's going to be...
No, the biggest thing you have to understand with this game as well is not only is it point and click, but it's definitely quick time events in regards to like bashing sit, left or right mouse button till victory.
So let's see what happens here.
You look very pale.
Oh hey, we found someone alive.
Are you alive?
What?
Well, he's not sure if he's alive.
That's true. I mean, when I wake up on a Monday morning, I question that too.
Anyway. Yeah, now he's dead. He's no longer alive.
Yeah, spooky cart. Spooky cart.
You must understand, this is speedrunning. So the cart built up speed for 12 hours and decided to brutally murder this poor cruise worker. We need him to die as well, because now we have his, we get his key card off of this, and now we can access the elevator. Not entirely, though, because like Paul mentioned earlier, we're going to be hitting a puzzle in this game, and while we do have the key card for the elevator is not actually going to be working when we see it. Or to get it working, we're going to have to get a fuse, which, in the weirdest stretch, the guy we found earlier was an electrician. So we're going to have to steal his bags to get the perfect fuse just made for this ship. I'm not sure why he has it, but he does.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird way to solve the puzzle. Like, he's an electrician and he brings his stuff with him on a cruise.
So now we're going to be doing something called tactical cell phone usage. I'm going to pull out the cell phone before I get a phone call. And then we answered. We get a call from someone named Angie Brown. That is the wife of the dead guy whose phone we jacked. We kind of just saw her, oh, I found the phone. Don't know where he went. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, basically she's asking, like, you know, make sure he's okay.
Nah, he's alright.
Yeah.
We also have a puzzle answer. The way you're supposed to figure this out is by using the in-game Facebook, which thanks for thank you, chat, for reminding me about this. I have to use in-game Facebook in order to beat the game properly. The answer to this is Pi Day, 0314.
Yeah, the game has it when you use the cell phone. It has kind of a Facebook layout that you can like reply or like look through the feed to kind of find hints in that. And also, because this game is kickstarted, based on what tier said person backed, it's actually some of the Kickstarter people. So right now, Ek is going to make that post using John's snap post to say "Murder on the Oceanus."
So by posting that, we're going to get a one of the better endings. We're locked into that. But while we're here, if you scroll down, you'll be able to look at a lot of things. These pictures are all Kickstarter backers and things that the Kickstarter people kind of uploaded. You have who is this guy? Koichi Yamazaki, Aiko Tanimoto, and they have like real pictures of them because that's what they paid for to be a Kickstarter backer. And there'll be different chapters with different phones that'll have like different pictures of people, and I'll show them off because I mean they may as well get something off Kickstarter backing this game.
Plus, we'll mention later on in the run, because there's another higher tier where people are fully modeled into the game. We'll point out those characters when we come across them.
Not gonna lie, I kind of wish I would have done that. Also, while we're replacing the fuse, I just want to hit you with a fun fact about Nightcry. Nightcry actually has two versions. So the PC version, which came out in 2016, and then the Vita version, which came out this year.
Yeah, they took a long time to port the Vita version. With this game, what year did you say?
2016.
Yeah, 2016, and I think the Kickstarter got barely backed, like 2015. I unfortunately backed it. I'm not saying unfortunately.
I wish I backed it.
I backed it.
Also, really quick, to go back to the run for a second, that elevator had a killer puzzle with the old woman. The whole idea there is that if it's dark, you can't actually do anything and you'll die. You need to turn on the flashlight so you can hit the elevator buttons and just power it back on.
Yeah,
and then you're good to go.
She'll close the elevator, and then it's there's actually multiple deaths you can get in this game. You can kind of view them, but you can't see the full death in the menu. But they definitely boasted it in the Kickstarter game that there was going to be over yay many deaths and yay many endings. It really didn't get fulfilled.
Alright, there we go. So we're gonna have the next area, and we have to do something very special. We have to make sure we take proper care of our friends. Let's run through here first. First things first, I'm gonna grab a key, because we need this key to escape the boat. That'll be the chapter end. We're almost on chapter 1, or night 1, I should say. And then the second part, oh god, let me, there we go. I need to look in this locker. Let me watch this cutscene.
Oh, the camera angles in this game. With the mouse clicking.
Jessica?
It was Jessica, that was her name.
Oh yeah, it was Jessica. Well, what a twist.
Anyway, Jessica's now dead. You can juke the Scissor Walker here if you're fast enough. However, it's easier just to get into the fight. I never really get the juke. You have to be very quick on your movement, and it's not the easiest thing. As well, I'm going to use the fire extinguisher yet again to stop the Scissor Walker. There's 2 different fire extinguishers, and they both work both times.
Actually, what we might be talking about, if you notice when he was being chased by Scissor Walker, you notice Monica's movement went from like a walk to like a beeline run. There is a running mechanic when you're getting chased. You can actually keybind it that you can hold it and she'll run. There is a stamina bar though, and that's indicated by the red borders that start to appear when he's running. If he gets tired, she does go into like a resting pose, and it takes forever to get out of it.
It's really bad if you trip, so you want to be careful. Anyway, now what we're going to be doing is going to the store. You have to talk to it twice. As well, you want the light on here. It's an instant death if you try entering this room without the light. I don't know why. You look in the room and there's nothing inside of it, but if you try going in this room without the light, it's an instant death.
It's kind of a cheap death. I really didn't like that when I was playing this casual, that like I couldn't go in here because it'd kill me. I had to have the light on.
And that's night 1. Also, I hope you guys are all ready. You're about to meet an absolute god, an absolute legend, the greatest video game character of all time.
I mean, he's a combination of like the voice and then the character design.
Exactly. This is Leonard. Leonard is all-powerful. He has a cell phone. He has a manly gait. Look at his strut. This man walks with power. Leonard at every moment will be an absolute god, and I'll educate you all onto how he can do this. First off, Leonard is observant. He understands that there's rafts on board of his ship, and we discover that there is indeed a raft, but other people have not been able to figure this out. Then we talk to these guys. Now, these guys like us so much, they have dialogue. And this guy right here watches this in the shower. He loves Leonard so much, that's what he does. You have to exhaust all the dialogue options, and then eventually they'll ask, oh, I wish we had a boat. But don't you worry, Leonard understands boats.
Yeah, I think they're staff of the Oceanus, but they're not very good at looking at stuff and at finding things.
Don't you worry though, Leonard has the right idea. Since he found the raft, the other guys will be forced to row the raft.
So because of everything that's happening on the boat, they discover there's an island close by, so they're gonna see if they can find, like, just find anything to help them get the boat going.
They need to save the day. Eric here is scared. He must understand, while these guys are going to defend the boat like cowards, Leonard's gonna venture off into the wilderness all alone.
Also gonna toss it out, Eric, that's the same gentleman in the previous chapter that took Monica's coat in, that had the constant scratching on the neck. He pops up here too. Very suspicious.
So first things first, Leonard's observant. He understands that there are footprints in the sand. He knows they go to the thicket. You can't actually go to the thicket until Leonard acknowledges this exists. It's a power move that the game puts on you, the player. As well, Leonard's section is going to be perfect because you have to understand, you have like characters like Solid Snake, you have like stealth games, then you have Leonard, who is the master of stealth. He should be put on all the missions, all the stealth missions. My game is also not responding, by the way. I want to point out every time this game's on the verge of crashing, because it's funny. Anyway, this section, Leonard will be running past this guard. If the flashlight touches me, I'll die. But Leonard is practically a ghost. He's going to outbook it. Look at that. An absolute legend.
Yeah, you can definitely run through a lot of this if your timing is on the nose. Oh, words. What was I going to say? I'm sorry, I totally brain
Don't you worry, because Leonard's prepared. First off, Leonard gets gloves. He's always safe. Non-slip coating gloves. He's always prepared and always safe. Next, he gets a baseball. You don't even want to know the things Leonard can do with a baseball. After that, what he's going to do is he understands the power of radio. Radio allows you to save the game in the ring, and it also allows you to call for help. Leonard has single-handedly saved the entire Oceanus with this one radio call. Look at this man and his raw power.
In the game, you do have to call or use the radio to get the best ending in the game. If you don't, the game blocks you hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of endings I'll just die on this chapter if you don't do everything right, so be very careful, make sure you do all that.
Yeah, there's one particular part at the very beginning that if you don't do, you are you're entirely blocked from getting the best ending. It's really dumb.
But the speedrun's going to allow us to bypass that just a little bit, which would be nice.
Oh yeah.
Right now, there's actually been a skip I thought of that might work, but I haven't been able to do it. It's frame perfect in another area, so it's not viable yet, so I have to take the intended route. But what we're going to do right now is Leonard's going to take super glue, because he knows it exists. It was actually regular glue until Leonard found it. Now it's super glue. As well, we'll check this out. Leonard just casually finds the Pit of the Damned. He just acknowledges it's there. It's the Pit of the Damned, and Leonard found it. You know, right next to the glue. Oh, honey, where did I put the glue? By the Pit of the Damned! And there's people inside. He just acknowledges that there's the Pit of the Damned. You don't need to do that, it just... I always think it's kind of funny that that's just there for whatever reason. But don't you worry, Leonard's going to show you additional raw power. So I mentioned earlier we grabbed a baseball, and you're about to see what kind of things Leonard can do with a baseball. I'm going to play out the cutscene.
Although someone asked how many survivors in the best ending, only 2.
Correct. Here we go. Leonard's an absolute god of stealth.
Indeed.
This guy right here doesn't stand a chance.
Nope, not at all. So these gentlemen that are on this island, they're wearing a mask. We really don't know what they're doing on the island. The game hasn't really explained. They're just doing some really spooky stuff. Also, that guy just evaporated in thin air. He is no longer around, and now he's officially dead. Leonard has managed to send him to the Shadow Realm by using a baseball. Are we sure it's not the Shadeverse? It might be the Shadeverse. He sent him to the Ring Shadeverse using a baseball. That is how powerful Leonard is. He has managed to sneak by the... He didn't need to sneak. He could have just sent him to the Shadeverse. He wanted to give him a fighting chance, but, I mean, Leonard has to do what Leonard does.
As well, this next puzzle, like, I'm gonna kind of just show you how brutal Leonard can get. We're gonna have the rest of the mask. We're gonna need it for disguises, because if we get caught, they'll rip off our skin, which you don't want to happen. So what's going to happen is there's a miasma behind us. Leonard's just gonna destroy a ghost with a wine bottle. I mean, I tried doing that on Saturday night, so it doesn't quite work nearly as well as Leonard, but that's because I don't have the power of a god.
I mean, have you actually tried, you know, other bottles?
Has to be a wine bottle.
Has to be a wine bottle.
So now Leonard has reconstructed the mask by using the super glue. The Mask of the Faith will allow me to stealth past the next area. Skipping this mask is what I thought might work, because in theory you only need it for one section, and you can actually glitch the game out to dodge most of the death triggers coming up. However, I can't skip one of them, which you need to skip every single one of them, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, this part in the run, I kind of consider kind of the dry part, because it's not, like, you're going from one place to another and, like, not a whole lot happens.
Well, I have to understand, the other characters have struggle. You can't really struggle when you're playing as Leonard. He's all powerful.
That is very true.
He's also donned the mask. You can check these guys out. There's burning bodies in that campfire. You can skip this guy right here, but you can't skip this guy. He'll always kill you, which is unfortunate. But if you can find a skip for him, you can skip building the entire mask. The issue is, though, the only activatable trigger is going to be over here, and we need to use those in order to skip. Believe it or not, although this is a point-and-click game, it actually does have sequence bricks, which is going to be pretty cool. Anyway, back to the power of Leonard. He's going to find a cell phone, and Leonard is just going to absorb the phone number into his. Leonard understands espionage, and he's going to be using that to his advantage. As well, Leonard's about to go Indiana Jones on some punks. He's going to take the rope. A rope. I may have to go Indiana Jones on someone, so I'm going to hang on to this. It's what Leonard does. As well, time for being a master sleuth. I'm going to take the phone call. I'm going to call Will Anderson. By doing that, I'll be able to distract the guard outside the house. We'll get a little cutscene where that phone rings, the guard comes in from that door, and then we can continue forward. As well, I need to read some literature. These books will have the knowledge we need. Leonard's learning about cults weaker than he by reading these books.
Yeah. And this part here is another part that you need to do in order to get the best ending. They don't really tell you that this is important, let alone looking at it more than once.
Fair, funny enough. Oh, yes, go ahead.
This game, as I like to say when you're doing the speed run, the power of 3, because sometimes you can look at an item 3 times in order to have something to actually happen.
Also, I want to show this man's espionage. Look at him scale this wall. Throw the bendable rope. I want to mention as well, I did skip a section there in the speedrun. Normally you'd have to make another text message to alert people about the glass eye. However, you can actually skip that using some of the speedrun tech we'll be doing. Look at Leonard. He doesn't even need to go all the way down. He's all powerful.
Yep.
And he just lands. Anyway, at this point, you'd be locked into a certain ending if you didn't get the tools you needed. Luckily for us, I grabbed the non-slip gloves. Leonard's always prepared. He's a man of action. He understands that ropes can be slippery. Now, the fiends on this island have covered every single rope with butter.
Yeah, you have to use the gloves, or you're gonna game over or death here.
The death is you fall into the bottom of the well, and then you just straight up die by the scissor walker. Anyway, at this point, we're going to be using this random hand I found. It's called the Hand of Glory because Leonard picked it up. It was just called the Hand before that. And we'll be hitting a spooky panic event, guys. Very spooky.
Very spooky. Get ready for the spooks.
The whole goal is it's a heart rate monitor. You need to make sure you stay in the middle of the heartbeat long enough. Now, these random hands want to touch Leonard because he's so awesome and great. We can't let that happen, though, because Leonard has places to be.
Yeah, he doesn't have time for this. This is a speed run. We don't have time.
Exactly. Also, ooh, spooky. Oh my god! How terrifying.
So spooky. Totally spooky.
The hands of the damned. Anyway, Leonard throws the hand away because he no longer needs the Hand of Glory. He remembered he had 2 hands of his own that he can use on these same ghosts. So right now, what we're going to have to do is talk to a few other things in this room. First, we need to look inside of this coffin. We need to talk to it like 5 times. The reason why is because you need to discover that there's a body in here. This is Jerome. We don't know who Jerome is yet, but we'll learn in time. Don't you worry.
Yes. Yeah, and the biggest thing too is noticing like the suspicious marks on his back. And then looking at the floor to realize there's something unique there. So Ek is gonna go up and we're gonna discover it's a map.
And now we can leave. We discovered that there is a map, and we discovered there's a body in there, and now we can leave. However, Leonard is truly a generous god. He believes in no man left behind. So what Leonard's going to do is a very kind and generous thing. We'll show this off. Let's see.
Where's the professor? He was supposed to be here by now. I don't know.
So this is the end of this chapter.
Look at Leonard. No man left behind. Single-handedly snuck past the guards and carried him back.
Very impressive.
He was held captive by some strange men. Don't worry. He's alive. Quickly.
He's the leadership. And we'll watch this cutscene really quick, just to show Leonard's plan of attack.
Somehow we've made it back. We have no idea how many of them are on the ship. We'll have to eliminate...
And terrorism.
What was that explosion?
Yes. What a twist.
Hey! Get back to the ship as soon as...
The only way they can get Leonard is when his back was turned.
Oh my goodness, what a twist.
What a coward. And now, guys, I hope you're ready to dance. The Ring had some awful music. This game has the greatest song to ever exist, and it'll be the greatest song of the entire marathon.
You know, X says it's awful. I think it's glorious, and I mean, I just love this track.
So now we're with Rooney, and we're at a party, and we have to schmooze.
This track, I call it the sexy saxophone music, because oh my goodness, it's glorious.
We need to talk to like everyone twice. Leonard is back alive, as you can see. This is taking place the day prior to that. Leonard's playing the alto wingman. We're playing as Rooney, who is Leonard's niece. What Leonard is doing is introducing us to Jerome. Jerome is a conductor, a very rich and fancy conductor. Handsome too. All the ladies want Jerome. Jerome, on the other hand, wants Leonard, but I mean, Leonard understands that Rooney needs to get something, you know?
I mean, do you not know, like, did you not see how handsome that man's hair is? It's almost like Kathy's hair, like...
Monica's telling us, oh, Rooney, go away, I'm trying to get with a rich man. Monica has a lot of siblings, and she needs to provide for them.
Yeah, basically, she is the oldest sibling in her family. I think there's like 5 or 6 kids, and they don't have a mother, so she's been the one providing. So she's actually trying to get a rich husband to
also,
just make sure her family is...
Here's this guy from, like, Shenmue.
So that is one of the backers, that gentleman there. Any of the characters that stick out like a sore thumb is one of the Kickstart backers.
So we'll be able to hear the song a little bit more, but now we have to do an actual event. We're gonna meet up with Jerome. What?
I was gonna say, are you sure you didn't miss something in there? I think you missed something.
We'll go back in there, but first I want to show up this cutscene. We'll be able to go back in there. But this cutscene will define Rooney very well. Because Rooney is our third playable character.
Rooney's not liked either by a lot of characters.
We have a fun cutscene.
I think it would feel so nice to be sucked into the ocean. It's probably comfortable in the ocean, like a soft bed. It's a bit salty, so you should bring some candy. I like lemon and fruit punch flavored candy. It's sparkly and beautiful. It's like a billion stars are at the ocean floor. You're lucky. The sparkles are all yours. And you're gonna become a sparkle too. Rooney, can you wait for me down there? You can't take all the candy though. You should get some rest in the soft and comfy ocean.
Rooney really wants that candy.
Yeah.
Hey!
But luckily Jerome is here to save us. So we have to do that in order to trigger Jerome. Getting him out here means he wants to take us back to his room. Ooh. Ooh. Jerome saved our lives. Now you go back inside. Which backer do you want me to talk to, by the way? I don't remember which one. Is it the one in the red pants?
Yeah, okay, so there's actually 2 backers. I forgot about the other one. So the one gentleman in the suit, and there's one girl up above on the stairs in the red pants. Those 2 are one of the backers. There's at least, I think, 3 more backers in near the end. But like I said, they really stick out like a sore thumb.
Hello there, do you have a pet? And yeah, let's have dialogue. Also, notice Monica's back here now. So right now we're at the beginning of Monica's chapter, and it's converging timelines. So you're playing the game while all the characters are doing their missions as well.
Also, I'm gonna point out Rooney's walk cycle. It is just terrible. Like I don't know who walks like that.
She walks like how people think they should walk, like if they weren't people. Anyway, we need to talk to this guy Saul, because he's the first mate. He's so cool, and everyone wants Rooney's phone number. He was trying to slide into our DMs, so we get Saul's phone number. We don't even need his phone number. We just need to know that Saul exists, so later on we can steal things from him.
And a casual.
Oh, wrong thing. There we go. I keep accidentally clicking off the... I play the game in windowed mode.
In a casual. Oh yeah, and this is one of the other backers. This girl here.
Yep. She's just chilling there. They have no meaningful dialogue. They just chill there.
Oh, we're gonna get our awkward, I guess you could call it awkward love triangle.
Yeah.
Here.
So anyway, here's Jerome. We have to talk to Jerome a few times. He's going to say he's kind of going a bit crazy. He can relate to us about being actively suicidal, and that he's going to go get room service for us. Don't worry. Jerome is going to get his food. Right now, I'm going to do a skip called the comfortable looking sofa. A comfortable looking sofa.
Very comfy.
A comfortable looking sofa.
Oh my goodness, it is super comfy.
A comfortable looking sofa.
Where do I buy this sofa? Oh my goodness.
Strange, I can hear the sound of a running shower coming from within the room. So the game wants you to look around the room in order to activate the shower, but if you just look at the sofa 3 times, it will activate by itself.
Yep.
And then you get the panic event that happens. Which, by the way, my thing is currently 6 FPS at the top, as you can see. It's not responding yet again. This game, I always am concerned it would crash at any point. It is currently not responding. Part of the speedrun is hoping your game responds quickly. Anyway, in the bathroom is the Scissor Walker. Jerome fights off the Scissor Walker, and we're going to be running over to the movie theater, which is going to be the apt place to hide. Every spot in the game, in terms of hiding spots, you can use to hide once. And you try doing it again, it won't work. So with this area, we want to go to the movie theater because I have to go there afterward for the puzzle anyway. So now I have the door, we can start running a little bit, and like we mentioned earlier about the run, you can use the full-blown run in order to move forward. However, you want to be careful. If you go too low on stamina, she'll trip and you lose a lot of time. So that should be good enough. You can kind of see there's a red pulsing on the side. With that, I'm only going to be walking for the rest of the time. I could run more, but if she trips, it's a potential death and it gets really rough. You can also hear Rooney wheezing in her very awkward run.
Yeah, her run, like, I can't say this enough, but man, the animation cycles for running and walking on the characters are just terrible.
So all I have to do is make it to the set of chairs, and you're about to see Rooney, who apparently, because she is related to Leonard, meaning she has learned some of the same hiding techniques as Leonard. And here's how Rooney hides from the Scissor Walker. The perfect hiding spot. Yep. In plain sight. You have to do this twice, by the way. There we go. The Scissor Walker has somehow not managed to find us. I don't know how. I mean, she tried her best, but Rooney was able to outsmart her. And now we have to go up here in order to find Kelly from earlier.
She could have been fascinated by, like, the feeder, or, like, projector or whatever.
Possibly.
Maybe they were showing the ring.
Maybe.
On the theater.
She really just phoned it in terms of searching when home. By the way, if anyone is curious, the Scissor Walker is confirmed to be a woman in the game. Oh god, don't look at the movie theater.
I will mention in regards to, like, the story, they don't explain a lot of things in the game, and it really feels like, and it's been mentioned, a lot of the rest of the content was basically blocked by the whole Kickstarter backer goals. This game barely hit getting backed. They didn't hit a lot of their goals at all. We just got...
Oh, go ahead.
We just essentially got, like, a bare bones game of what they were wanting, and then the rest just kind of disappeared.
Anyway, we're gonna get ready another phone call. Kelly is gonna find her own area. Just look around. By going up here, Kelly calls us, and now we can go to the bunker. There's gonna be a bunker that we can go to that's all the survivors, all the really cool people, and a Kickstarter backer. I'm gonna interact with all of them because I mean, getting during an online speedrun marathon, I mean that's getting enough of their Kickstarter backed money, right?
Yeah, I think there's 3 or 4 of them.
There's a few left, I think.
I'm trying to remember. I remember the sun guy, which praised the sun.
Yeah, he's coming up.
Yeah.
And right now, the text gonna be call Kelly outside the room. But first off, let's look around. You have a few of them. You have Bubble Ball, Dave Bruno the Sword, Leah Poplovsky the Tiger,
it's cute.
Marlania Lecchio, Stephen Wagner, Tamara Carrion. Good for them. I want to make sure they get their moment in the sun.
Which reminds me, are you gonna use a garbage can later on?
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm doing that for the safety route as well.
Okay.
Anyway, we call Kelly now because we're outside here and we keep moving. The upside as well is I was able to move while checking all that out. In order to progress through this room, you need to talk to a few people. Talk to Kelly twice to get Monica's phone number to let people know you're searching for Monica now because Monica did not make it back. At this point in the game, Monica's done most of her events and her story's over. You need to talk to this woman because this is the woman that Monica talked to. This is Angie. Her husband's dead. You need to talk to this game. There we go. You need to talk to this guy because he has a t-shirt with the sun on it.
Yeah, so this is one of the backers, this guy with the sun.
He's excited about all this.
Yes,
and then you need to talk to Vigo. There he is. After talking to Vigo, we get a key. We don't need to talk to her, but she'll get her just desserts. She doesn't like Rooney because Rooney's keeping Leonard all to herself. Being related to Leonard takes priority of that woman fawning over Leonard. She absolutely wants Leonard carnally. It's powerful, but she won't get Leonard, unfortunately. But Leonard will come back, don't you worry. Also, I mentioned this game is like a Clock Tower successor / spin-off. It's practically a part of the Clock Tower canon, because the Clock Tower canon doesn't actually matter after the first 2 games.
That's, well, yeah, that's true.
The only games that actually relate to it are SNES, the first one, and PS1, the second one. Ghost Head doesn't matter, Clock Tower 3 doesn't matter.
Although, funny story, the gentleman that voices Vigo, give me a second. I just have IMDb loaded up here.
Perfect.
Barry, oh my goodness, I'm gonna butcher his last name. Barry Sugar Day. He voices Vigo in Nightcry. So there we go. He also does the lovely voice for Rick in a game called Clock Tower.
Oh, he's Rick?
And also Barry Burton in Resident Evil, the 96 version.
Anyway, now that we're down here, don't you worry. We're gonna find Jerome. He fought off the Scissor Walker, but he does not have a room service. He let us down. But don't you worry. Now we'll get Jerome's number, so it was so cool.
Also gonna toss out with the voice actor of Vigo. He also had voice acting in Countdown Vampires, a game Ek totally has not played.
I have not.
And it is a horror game, and he should totally play it and learn the speedrun.
Maybe. Anyway,
it's got a really good intro.
At this point, what's going to happen is we need to go on this platform. By going up here, I'll get a phone call. The reason why I had to kill Jessica is because now we know Jessica's not alive, and this phone call came from like a ghost, and you don't want to trust that ghost. And it tells you not to trust Eric, but you have to make sure you get that phone call. If you don't, you won't be able to get the best ending in the game, or even some of the worst endings. Right now is going to become one of my favorite panic events in the game. I'm going to be going over here. I want to be careful not to go too far into the foreground, and we're going to turn on the we're gonna go onto the conveyor belt and then we'll crawl away. Yeah, also, in case anyone's wondering, I run all the Clock Tower games. I love the series. It's very good, but I mean, there's a lot of bad games in it.
If Ek would have went in front of that cargo box, he would have had an earlier encounter with Scissor Walker, and then he would have to beeline to here. Essentially, if you go behind it, you're skipping that encounter.
Also, just want to mention, the Scissor Walker full-blown waits for you to come into the scissors.
Yep.
Turns on the button and waits for you as you have to crawl away. And now at this point, we're finally caught up on the timeline. As you remember, when we were playing as the god Leonard, what ended up happening was there was an explosion, and then a man in a mask has touched Leonard's shoulder. At this point, we're about to get the explosion back. She's really bad at killing, but she tries her best. And now we're caught up on the timeline. All the characters' timelines is converged, and we can go back to the actual story of this game. So now that we're over here, we have to do a few things. We have to learn where Monica is. We know Monica's over here because her necklace is here. If you look at it twice, you learn, hey, this is Monica's necklace, meaning she must be somewhere in this area. The way you figure this out, this is actually RNG, believe it or not. With the RNG, what we're going to do is call John Thompson, and one of these crates is going to ring.
So I'm going to toss it out there. Keep in mind, Monica's necklace is in the cargo bay. Just remember that.
I think it's this one. Let's see. Hey, first try, baby.
Very nice.
Oh, that was the worst RNG, I think, because you have to go back. Best RNG is this one right here. You have to take a forklift, and then Rooney's gonna do the 300 IQ move of just slamming the forklift into the crate.
Yeah, it's super effective.
It really is. And now we have Monica. We got the trigger ready for the 2 survivors ending. If you're wondering, Monica is going to be she is a protagonist, so she's gonna do well.
So Monica is wearing the necklace.
Yep. Monica actually has 2 necklaces. She left it behind. Her second necklace. As like a breadcrumb trail.
You always have to have a backup.
The backup necklace.
Yeah.
Anyway, now we get a remote control, and what this remote's going to do is activate the crane. This is actually one of the cooler puzzles in the game, I think. I at least like this one. I've had a weird glitch here happen before. Let's see what happens during the marathon, where it just kind of zoned out.
Yeah, this little area is a little weird. Like, you can definitely glitch it. I think it's if you hit the button too much, it definitely acts. But yeah, you just gotta lift the box up, I think, 3 times.
4 up, 2 right.
It's been a while since I've ran this.
So with the game as well, normally what you would have to do if you want the best ending is you'll have to do this crate puzzle again. However, I don't have to backtrack. What's going to happen now is, like we mentioned, this game has sequence breaks. There's actual skips in a point-and-click speedrun. People don't really think that point-and-click speedruns don't have skips or anything, but there's going to be a really massive skip in this game, and it is going to make a huge difference, and it'll look kind of funny too. The reason why I like running this game so much is because of these skips, and it really breaks the mold of the point-and-click genre. Point-and-clicks aren't the most entertaining unless they have skips, I think. Or at least something to kind of give it a bit of oomph. Anyway, this guy died, and then Eric is still alive. With Eric, you need to do a few triggers. You need to learn that, hey, we can get out of here. In order to do that, you have to call Kelly in front of him. And yeah, point-and-clicks normally won't have too many skips. The only ones I can think of are Clock Tower and Nightcry for point-and-clicks. And now that we're here, we can go through the vents. He'll tell you to go through a certain vents, because one of them will kill you, the other won't. And now we're gonna get ready for Rooney's booty. If anyone has booty emotes, please spam them. We're about to hit Rooney's booty. For some reason, they really zoomed in on her arched back, and her booty is very prevalent while you crawl through these vents.
So yeah, if you would have took that phone call seriously earlier, this is where the game you could die, because if you don't take Eric's advice, which is actually correct, you basically die in the other vents. So now X's gonna kind of break the game here. So
normally you're supposed to take some pills, and then that would allow you to live. However, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to talk to this with my cell phone, and by using the power of Facebook, I am going to skip a death trigger. Going too far here would have a Syswalker kill you, but by Rooney standing up in the middle of the vents, you skip the death trigger, and now you can move forward. Either you die, or you just stand up in the middle of the vents. I think standing up in the middle of the vents is a better idea. Now we're going to be hitting the hardest skip in the game by far. The reason why this one's awkward is because we have to do the same trick here, but I can't pass a certain step. But the problem is, to get the angle, you're going to have to step in the right spot. But if you try stepping there, Rooney might continue moving forward, because when you click somewhere, she'll keep moving. So I normally go right about here, and then I click right here.
Yeah, that's very
good.
precise.
Got it. First try. No! Wait a minute, choked! Wait a minute, no! I missed the clickable. Oh god, I suck.
So yeah, what he was trying to do is, because he didn't take the pills at this point, he's gonna get one of the bad endings. Because he used the pills, which we don't have at this point, so you're just kind of skipping that flag that gets you that bad ending.
It's all good though. We do get to continue right here.
Yeah, so by using an item at that particular spot, you're gonna jump over that flag, that gives that bad ending, and we're just going to continue on towards the good ending.
There we go. Now we got that you can't use that here, so we don't die to that. Yeah. I missed it right here, by the way. Also, Leonard's gonna be back. Leonard is now just ahead. They took all of Leonard's skin. Leonard's now the god of not having skin. He wants to die. They stole all of Leonard's skin, and if you don't kill Leonard, he'll come back as a worm and be with you forever.
Yeah, the end. I forget what the ending full name is, but something snake or something like that.
Seduction by Snake, I think.
Yes, Seduction by Snake. It's a really creepy, like...
I think we have enough time so someone to watch this cutscene. I think we do. We should. I have a few minutes on my estimate, but... I mean, the last game went under, so I hope we don't go over for this one. Anyway, we killed Leonard by pulling the life support. If you don't kill Leonard, he comes back as a snake, and he wants to die, but rip Leonard, guys. I'm sorry, but Leonard is now dead.
Yeah.
Professor Leonard. Oh.
But the reason why I'm playing this out is because you get some of the weirdest dialogue in the game, and it kind of explains Rooney's story. It's really awkward of the whole thing, so I'm gonna play it.
Incredible! You killed him!
The game is still pretty vague in regards to
Killing again, Rooney.
Plot.
Killing me wasn't enough, was it? I'm curious. How does it feel to kill someone?
Leonard does live in all of us.
Where are you going? He was a father to you, you know. You aren't gonna act as if nothing happened like you did when you killed me, are you?
It will never pan away from this angle, by the way. The entire dialogue will be this.
Shut up, Connie!
Huh?
I remember what really happened that day. We were on a boat. I was reaching to grab your hat because the wind had blown it into the lake.
What? What?
But you tried to push me in from behind.
No! That's a lie! You're lying!
Note, it hasn't moved at all from this camera angle.
It was you who fell in. And you got caught in the boat's propeller.
I think you're supposed to see Connie's face.
What really happened?
In a moment.
Lies! You're twisting the story to make yourself look good! Ah! Yeah!
No, that's what you've been doing, Connie.
Can I see the back of her head here?
You were always mean to me. I guess that didn't change even after you died.
Like, I know in the one ending that you accidentally got, you actually see, like,
but
the rest of her face.
I don't intend to beg for your forgiveness.
I'll explain in a moment.
I'm going to go on with my life.
And she just stands there pissed off. But the thing with Connie is that I guess her and Rooney were childhood friends, and for some reason Connie wanted to push Rooney into like a oh, this way. I always make that mistake. She wanted to push her into like the boat propeller, but then Connie fell in, so if you look under the hat, her face is just shredded. By the way, the reason why I've been showing up the Kickstarter backers is because there's actually a fun Easter egg in this game. They showed what happened to all the Kickstarter backers that backed this game. Paul, you can grab on this, right? I'll show really quick what it looks like. Yeah. So you can actually see what happens if you click right here.
Although...
Goodbye, Kickstarter backers. they're all dead.
I was going to mention, I think Connie and Rooney were actually sisters, and Connie was trying to kill Rooney, but then the father pushed Connie into the boat propellers, if I remember correct.
Connie accidentally fell in, I think. Anyway, right now we're going to be hitting a cool skip. Let's see if I get it. Oh, I didn't get it. You can skip this animation really quick, which gets you the panic event faster. It's incredibly minor, but... this is what happened to the husband. He's now a weird ghost at the top of this. And now we have his card key. With that, we can continue forward. If you ended up not killing Leonard, once you pass the water, that's the point of no return. Which, by the way, we're going to have the weirdest section of the game, because maybe I don't know water well enough. Someone here who knows water or electricity, you might need to educate me on this, but I don't know. Like, this is the only thing in the game I'm like, I don't know if that's smart. Like, I'm a pretty good suspension of disbelief, but by running here, we activate the Scissor Walker. We're gonna have a bit of a chase, and to get rid of the Scissor Walker, what I'm going to do is touch this with the water, and I am going to electrocute the Scissor Walker. by dumping that in. So that electrocutes her, but we walk immediately right back into the water. Wouldn't there be lingering electricity somewhere in this water, or am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong.
Like, I feel like it's probably not a smart idea to walk in the water that you just electrocuted. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but maybe? And now we're gonna be able to head back to the main area. Here we go.
Oh, there'd be no lingering electricity. Oh, okay.
Alright, good to know. I didn't know if it lingered or not. I don't really know electricity all that well. Like, I dipped out of physics the moment we hit electricity for the chapter. This way. So now we're back over here. Everyone is out of the bunker. The Scissor-Walker's running around, and normally you have to find Angie in order to get an 8-ball. However, we're actually getting pretty close to like we only have a few rooms left and we'll be able to beat the game, but we do have to get a few tools to help us out. Let's keep going. And now we're going to be getting a couple of chasing sequences. They really hammer in the Scissor-Walker. Like, they realize, hey, wait a minute, we have the budget for this cool monster, but we don't actually have activations for it in the story. We should activate it. So what's going to happen is we'll walk up these stairs, and the Scissor-Walker will spawn. But now we're going to get rid of the Scissor-Walker using the coolest method possible. This is how all enemies should be defeated.
Yeah, if you thought the fire extinguisher was effective, oh my goodness, this is just top tier.
So back over here. And we're gonna run a little bit. I should be able to run with my stamina. We'll be good. As well, I'm gonna take a safety route just because there's a bit of an RNG puzzle I don't like. But what we're going to do is take out the trash. Rooney learned a thing or two by being related to Leonard. Also, I think playing some of the cutscenes may be going overestimate with this.
Although I feel like this particular trap is kind of a nod to the older clock towers and like
boom. And then she just like struggles with that, and then she's gone, and you're all good. The thing is, though, now we're gonna have a little bit of a puzzle. We have to get the 9-ball here, or the 8-ball, whatever ball this is. It's a pool billiard ball, pool ball. This doll has a mini fight, and the way you win this fight is you just talk to this thing before this runs out. What Rooney is going to do is absolutely destroy this doll using powerful means. She's actually pretty, like, I like that she can fight these things, which is cool. She throws on the ground and then dumps that on it, and then the doll is dead. And now we have the ball. We have the 5-ball. Okay. I wish I had I wish I had my notes of puzzles. Someone else has been making notes for me on my Twitch channel, and they normally tell me which ones I get. Luckily, I can brute force the puzzle, because normally this is RNG with the 9-ball puzzle. There are different billiard balls you can get. I don't know why.
You can get a total, if I remember correct, 4 or 5, but with the speed run, we only get like maybe 1 because technically we're skipping that.
Oh, we can get 2.
Puzzle.
Like, this is the one you normally don't want to get because it's a bit out of the way, but we can get the. There's an easy one to get on the way, which we'll have 2 of them, so I can just brute force it. Anyway, now that we're down here, we have to go meet up with Saul, because Saul's going to have some cool stuff for us. He doesn't have a key card we need to get to the end game, which we are almost at the end game, which is good. Here we are. And now that we're in here, at this point, this normally would surprise you if this is your first time seeing a Nightcry, but it probably shouldn't surprise you at this point. Here's Saul.
Oh.
Rip Saul.
He's dead.
Ripperoni.
Oh, damn. I'm going overestimate. I played too many cutscenes. It starts. There we go. You can die by darts in this game. She'll throw a dart in your skull. Saul is the guy who is dead by darts. Here we go. We need the phone out. And now we can continue moving forward. We're gonna hide under the bed. You can actually hide under the bed during the last Scissor-Walker section, but the thing is you don't want to do that because if you do, you won't have the bed for later, so you want to use it right here.
Yeah, and I think your only option then is to go to the clothing store and use like the dress the change room to invade Scissor Walker or the place ground.
Yeah, we're a bit overestimated. I played too many cutscenes. I probably should have skipped the one with the Rooney and Connie, but at that point it was like, yeah. But we'll be good. We're almost at the final level, and once you hit the final level, it's probably just a few more minutes. There we go. So now we get the VIP key card from Saul, VIP card key. And with that, we can get into the end game. But before the end game, I'm going to have to get the other 8-ball, just because I have the 5 currently, and the RNG in this game could ruin me. Wrong phone. Let's go SNS. What's the 9-ball puzzle again? It is 5. It's probably 593, but we'll see. Also, Rooney's the only character who, for some reason, will do that awkward shuffle before every door. I don't know why she does that awkward shuffle, because she's the only one who does that, and it's consistent. There we go. Okay, you don't have to go in this room for the speedrun normally, but given that this is a marathon, I'm going to grab the ball, which we have the, I said 593, it is 9, correct, so it's 593. There's a couple of answers that could come up with that, so I have to be careful, which is why grabbing the other ball is much nicer. And now you just type in the puzzle. So normally you would have all the answers, but I skipped a big section. I'll be skipping another section of this game. If you don't do the Angie puzzle, you physically can't do the best ending because you won't have the puzzle answer when it comes to it.
Well, you just do that item glitch to skip over that puzzle, though.
Correct. So we're able to use a glitch in order to get the best ending. But normally, if you just try running there, you'll get stopped by Vigo, and then you'll die. I think you actually get the 1 survivor ending.
Oh, I can't remember.
That's where Eric lives. In this room, you need to read some diaries. Now we're actually learning all the major stuff about the game. We're learning about the villains, or we're learning more about them. Let's see. We learned that Vigo was trying to do this. You guys remember who Vigo was? Oh my god, how shocking. The guy with the creepy glass eyes, the guy behind all these things. And now the Vigo glitch is actually really easy. Take the smartphone, talk to the panel. You can't use that here, they say. And now we can use that here.
Did you grab the eye?
Oh, I'll get that later. 593, I was correct. Good. The eye is in the next room. We have to get a few things in this next one, and we're almost done with the game. We're very close. If you don't stare at his eye, you can't progress the game.
Yeah, so I kind of brain farted there. I'm so used to... Yeah, anywho.
Before we go, we need to get a couple things. We got a picture of Jerome in here. Now we learned about that. We know Jerome is somehow related to this. We open up the safe because it's just unlocked. We're going to steal the valuables. Just the glass eye. We're not going to take the money. You know, dollars aren't needed. Rooney only cares about glass eyes because she's like that. Anyway, APMFTE. Okay, let's remember that. APMFTE. So, A. The puzzle answer. This gets repeated to you throughout the entire game. APMFTE.
I can say Amore puts the Pud, Morte, Fama, Tempo.
Grab the book and Eternium.
Yeah.
This gets like shoved in you all game long, like constantly. You're getting told about these words, so that's yours just to do. Like Jerome tells you about that the entire time. I was like, oh, why does that puzzle work? Because Jerome told you about it the entire time. Anyway, these are the final rooms, and we'll be hitting the final actions. We're almost done with the run. I really hope you all enjoyed it so far. The ending of Nightcry is pretty good, so.
Yeah, the cutscene coming up is actually the only one in the game that you can't skip.
Right. You have to watch the entire thing, but we are at the end of the run pretty much. Yeah. Also, everyone is now turned into mannequins and marionettes. If you're a Kickstarter backer, you are now turned into a puppet. My game is currently frozen, but now we're back.
I'm surprised.
And here's the final cutscene. Time ends once we do the final... I'm not gonna say what it is, but the final action.
That's right. I'm Vigo Barantsov, the owner of this ship. We met in the cargo hold, Rooney.
How shocking. Vigo is the main villain.
Related greeting. Welcome to the Oceanus.
Although I do have to apologize, I have a cat on my lap. Yeah, he's purring loudly. I don't know if you guys hear him. I do apologize.
I do not.
You do not? Okay, good.
No!
I have the Parker, and he's so loud purr, so...
No! No!
So the official name of this ending is called Two Survivors.
Father's going to take us to eternity.
Also, twist, Jerome.
It hasn't happened on screen yet, no! But yes, it is actually Jerome.
You okay,
And hey,
Rooney?
who is that? Oh my goodness, it's Monica.
Monica, what are you doing here?
I will admit, Monica's
I would
pretty
be right
badass
behind you.
compared to like Rooney.
She is. She's a good character.
Jerome?
And then Jerome's neck is now broken.
Forget about him. It doesn't matter how much of a big shot celebrity he is if he's lost his mind.
Well, he does actually fight off the scissor person. It's just... He does other things too. Jerome was the one who killed Leonard.
Jerome was also the gentleman in the coffin in the island.
Door! Why won't you open?
Alright, final action, and it'll be almost time. Again, apologies for going over estimate. Should have been one too many cutscenes, but we are now time. And here's the ending of Nightcry. It's pretty metal. Like, for a horror game, this is like the perfect way to signify this block. Like, remember, this is a horror game.
You're gonna let them kill you? You still haven't let go of your death wish?
But I just want to play up until at least the cutscene fades out for this one.
Sorry, Monica.
Because it's pretty good.
So
I'm
this
gonna
game,
survive.
review-wise,
No matter what
didn't
it
do well,
takes.
but some good things came
No
out
matter
of
the
it.
cost.
The gentleman who did the art for Nightcry, he kind of went on to do his own project, start his own studio, made some character work, and launched a game called Remothered.
So Rooney right now just ripping out her own eyeball. Goodbye, eye. Rooney is absolutely metal.
Yeah. Now, I don't think the game really explains that, and I can't remember, but the reason why she does that is the eye actually controls Scissor Walker.
Revenge is yours.
Correct. And they explain in the books, I
Destroy
think.
the man who
Do they?
turned
Okay.
you into a monster.
Also, just want to say, Vigo is like me whenever I get mildly rejected in anything.
Wait! Wait! This can't be! No! No! This can't be! Wait! Wait!
Whenever anything mildly inconvenient happens.
No. Hey! No, no, no! Wait! Wait! No, wait! Wait! No!
No, wait, no, wait.
No! No! Wait! No. Wait!
There it is. And that's Nightcry. And we'll watch the rest of the ending really quick, but now I can actually say the words. Vigo just straight up dies. Everyone's going to turn into green fire. But yeah, I submitted this to like a few other marathons. If it gets rejected from those, I'm just gonna go, no, wait, no, wait. Everyone's now green fire and they're gone. But I do hope you all enjoyed the horror block so far, Nightcry. I think we have at least one more game left in the horror block, but my name is Ecdycis. If you liked this so far, feel free to give me a follow on Twitch. It's always appreciated. I do a lot of horror games like Nightcry. I do all the Clock Tower games. Pa does, she does The Ring, she does Nightcry, she does plenty of RPGs.
I do a lot of obscure RPGs and whatever interests me.
So, definitely thank you for having us for these 4 games. Only one went over estimate, and I only had one that's never happened before, so I feel good. I thought I had more, but I had one.
Once again, thank you guys for watching. Also, thank you to the people running Big Bad Game-a-Thon. Greatly appreciate letting us run the horror block and the games we both submitted.
It's been an absolute pleasure being able to be a part of this marathon. It's been fun to watch as well. There's a lot of good games coming up. Good in a way. A lot of good runners coming up. The games are, maybe less than good in some cases. But Nightcry is a special place in my heart, so anyway, thank you for watching.
Good night.